What's going on, guys, and welcome to another figure unboxing review here at Big Gold Bell Media. I'm Cam from Cam's Collection, and I hope you're excited about this one. Today we have the DX21 Ahsoka Tano equipped with Grogu figure from Hot Toys from The Mandalorian Season 2. Rosario Dawson embodies everything we know of the character Ahsoka Tano, and since this character's reemergence into the Star Wars universe, it has sent waves and chills through the Star Wars fandom. I hope you guys are excited about this one. Let's get into it. All right, guys, and here we have it, the DX21 Ahsoka Tano Star Wars figure by Hot Toys, equipped with Grogu as well. Can't forget that little guy. It feels like a lot of these figures nowadays are actually, everybody's getting a Grogu. I mean, look how cute he is. Let's be honest. It's kind of hard to not include him as well. Of course, it has this strip sleeve that has a little bit of artistry on here. I love this contrasting brown colors, very resemblant of the colors that of her complexion as well as her headscarf as well. Of course, she has the white lightsaber, but I love that sleeveless look. Whew, looks super good on her. I love the contrasting different color blacks, more of like a gray matte black as well as this dark shiny black. It gives me kind of the presence of that Darth Vader mysterious type look. Of course, it is a DX. DXs are special edition deluxes. And there's been 21 of them, I believe, so far. Might be 23, matter of fact, but this is one of the most recent ones that actually has come out. But you know what? Let's go ahead and remove this second layer and let's see what's underneath. Of course, we got the Star Wars scene where they first met on the planet Corvus. And it's basically Din Djarin trying to find a place for Grogu in this universe. And the only way for him to do that was to return him to the people. And this is what this picture is actually depicting. Of course, Din Djarin up to this point had no idea that Grogu could even communicate outside of playing with that little shiny ball. But since the fact that Ahsoka is able to speak to him through the Force, this is kind of what that scene is showing right now. So I love how they didn't make it just actual colors. They kind of made it like a still in time type photo. I love the etching of this little like metallic Star Wars symbol as well. Looks really good. And of course, DX21, House of the Mouse, Mickey Mouse sign right there. Disney, baby. But it looks so good, man. They were able to depict this forest scene all the way around. I love this lantern, and this is a really cool accessory, along with a couple, I think it's like a premium display format as well that's in here that will also show as well. But let's go to open up the next layer. All right, guys, and now we're on to one of the final layers underneath this box before we get to the actual figure. And of course, it has more of this beautiful photography and illustrations from that scene in The Mandalorian Season 2 on the planet Corvus. It's very retrofit. I love the discoloration of this photo. It gives you an old time type sense. And I will tell you right now, these Hot Toys come secure 100%. Just from the different layers that they add onto it, just to make sure that your figure arrives in pristine condition. There's a foam backing on here to be able to keep your figure in place so it doesn't shift around, scratched and messed up in the transportation process. And if we just go ahead and observe these two figures here, we've got Grogu. Look at those beautiful dark almond color eyes in there. Those things are really popping out. But there's another layer in here that you really can't see that's kind of disclosed, that's actually hiding two Grogu opposable hands that you're able to flip out, as well as two different versions of open and close hands for Ahsoka Tano that we actually will be using for her to hold a lightsaber. And without further ado, let's get into the accessories in this DX21. All right, guys, and here we have all the accessories that actually come in the bottom of this box. So many different pieces, so many different ways to pose this figure, and I'm so excited. The cloth material on this cape cloak design is absolutely phenomenal. It does have a little seamless button in there so you can actually attach it and take it off. Makes it super easy as well. And then there is a pole for the flight stand, as well as a diorama base that actually depicts that swampy area of Corvus, as well as a branch that actually attaches to it as well. Super secure. Absolutely love this piece, and the design on this is absolutely amazing. Of course, right here we have one of our pieces that we would use for the rolling eye effect. That is actually something brand new that Hot Toys has been introducing to a lot more figures over the past couple years that I'm actually excited about. And then, of course, we have the 2 lightsaber hilts for Ahsoka Tano, the legendary versions, the smaller one as well as the larger lightsaber. We'll get into a little bit more detail on that in a little bit, but when you hold it up to the light, man, this thing really shines. The paint applications on this thing really pop. Love the little specks of gold in there for the different buttons and different configurations of this lightsaber. They did such an amazing job. It does have a top on here where it will replace where the lightsaber would actually come out of, as well as it has hooks. So it actually hook onto her little belt straps, which I thought was a really cool added touch. Here is one of her hands, which is a closed fist. This is an open hand that the lightsaber would actually fit in for the right hand, I believe. And then also an open hand for the lightsaber for the left hand as well. And then, of course, there's a couple other pieces in here that I think really just stand out. And like we saw just a second ago, those are the Grogu hands, as well as the lantern that we know that she had. The only problem with this lantern is, my only gripe is that it does not light up. This would have been a super cool battery powered or LED effect. I think that would taken this figure to the very next level, but still, I think it's a really cool accessory regardless though. And then of course we have 2 ball joints. Hot Toys likes to include these because they are very fragile figures and it will break sometimes. So this is the initial lighting up version of the lightsaber. My only problem with this as well is I wish it was LED, but these still look like really great, cool accessories that you can use. And with a little bit of Photoshop, you can really just make it come to life. And of course, this is the motion version of the smaller lightsaber, as well as the larger lightsaber motion blast or lightsaber, I guess you could say. These actually look really good. Paint application of the clear plastic, as well as a little bit of that foggy grayness to include the motion, I think looks absolutely fantastic. But you know what? Let's go ahead and move on and let's observe the actual Ahsoka Tano in more depth. And of course, here we have both of them, the Ahsoka Tano actual figure, as well as the Grogu figure or miniature figure, as you will. There are really not too many movable or pinnable joints on this figure. It does just have the 2 rotating 360 and moving arms. They do fully rotate within the sleeves, 360 all the way around. Fairly easy to switch out and flip out as well. But the paint applications that they added to this figure look so good. The cloak, all the way down to the brightness of the eyes and the way they shine and glow, just like the actual character in the show. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell what's the difference between this and the actual show. They did such a great job. This is the first time I'm actually seeing his feet, so that kind of threw me off and took me for a whirlwind, but I thought it was such a cool little accessory that actually came with the Ahsoka figure as well. Look at that. Wow. It just, man, it's so much better in hand than when you see it in these photos. And of course we have the actual Ahsoka Tano figure, and this thing actually has quite a bit of weight to it. Of course, this is the new body style and the new design. Of course, she has these beautifully done ninja turtle type kicks. Her outfit is so different from all the other Jedis because if you think about it, she's really not a Jedi. Down to her shin guards, all the way up to the leg dress, as well as the belt and the gauntlets on her forearms. This is all Mandalorian for the most part. She's still wearing the same equipment that was actually painted a little bit differently from her teenage years when she helped with the siege of Mandalore with Bo-Katan. I love the intricate ninja style, samurai style type dress that her outfit actually entails. I love the beadings of these like drop down braids on the side that remind me of her Padawan braids that she used to wear when she actually was with Anakin. The paint applications and the rustic work on this figure look absolutely amazing with the color contrast of her belt and her navy blue outfit. It looks phenomenal. I can't state enough that how much design as well as how much intricacy they put into the shoulder blades and also the backbones of this figure. If you look at it up close, it does have this Stretch Armstrong type material, but it is so realistic. It's kind of hard to figure out what's real and what's fake. And it's got a little bit of maneuverability as well, but I try not to do too much because it is a fragile material. All right, let's go in and get into this head sculpt. This thing is a 10 out of 10 for me. This is 100% Rosario Dawson. These guys nailed it to the T, honestly. Gotta give a huge shout out to JC Hong and that whole entire head sculpting team over there at Hot Toys. They are doing such an amazing job. I love how this, I guess her headdress, or I guess it's kind of like her hair, on this character, they actually are wired inside. So you're able to change them or shift them around depending on what the clothing is going to be like underneath, or if you need to give your clothing a little bit more space so you don't bend it up. But they do kind of persuade or show the motions of movement in the wind. And I think that's also where the eyes come in as well, along with the rolling eye effect and this headdress or her hair able to kind of move around. It really gives the illusion in anyone's case that this thing is alive. And of course, this is the magnetic piece right in here. It's not really hard to put this piece together. I had a little difficulty because, of course, I'm using the camera as well as trying to see it through the lens and put it together. But it's not that difficult. Pretty sure you guys won't have too much difficulty at home. But you know what? Let's go on and move into the body as well. So guys, I actually want to talk about this little piece. This shoulder material or the skin material on here would not be able to stand the test of time. So shout out to Hot Toys for doing some ingenuity and creating something brand new that really is not an eyesore or unsightly. Thank goodness she's able to have these sleeves as her main costume on here, because now this figure is able to be in a little bit more stressful dynamic poses without the worrisome of wear and tear on this amazing figure. She does have a limited maneuverability on the shoulders, but that's okay. All right, guys, I decided to do a little photography with this figure, this DX21, and man, it held up to its name 100%. With a little Photoshop and a little bit of editing, this is an idea that could spark your imagination. But you know what? I know what you guys are really here for. Let's start posing. Let's go. All right, guys, thanks again for tuning into another unboxing video here at Big Gold Bell Media. And for more content just like this, make sure you check us out at biggoldbellmedia.com. I'm Cam from Cam's Collection. Thanks again for tuning in. Peace.
Meticulously.